Over the next 20 or 30 years, your financial advisor could influence hundreds of thousands of dollars of decisions in your life. The question is, how do you know those decisions are truly aligned with your best interest? Small differences in compensation, planning philosophy, and risk management can quietly create gaps, misalignment, or unnecessary complexity in your financial plan. Hi, I'm Joe Overfield, president of Intelliplan Financial, and today I'm going to walk you through 8 important questions you should ask before choosing a financial advisor, especially if you're looking for a fiduciary or reevaluating your current relationship. So let's dive in. First up, ask how do you get paid? There are generally 3 common structures. The first, fee only, when the advisor is compensated directly by you. There's fee-based. The advisor is going to receive a combination of client fees and commissions paid by carriers. And third, commission-based. Now, this is when the advisor is primarily compensated from product sales. None of these automatically determines quality. What matters is transparency. A trustworthy advisor should clearly explain what you'll pay, when you'll pay it, and any third-party compensation that they'll receive. If that conversation feels vague or uncomfortable, then that's a red flag. Once you understand compensation, the next question is important. Whose interest are they legally required to serve? Ask, are you a fiduciary? A fiduciary is legally required to act in your best interest at all times. Not all advisors operate under this standard. Some follow a suitability standard. Now, this means recommendations must be appropriate, but not necessarily the most advantageous for you. Make sure they can clearly explain their fiduciary status and whether that applies to all services. Once you know how they're compensated and the standard they follow, then the next step is understanding how they approach planning. Now, some advisors focus mainly on investments, building portfolios, rebalancing them over time. Investments matter, but your financial life is interconnected. Taxes affect retirement income. Estate planning affects asset protection. Insurance decisions influence risk management. A holistic financial planning approach is going to coordinate all these areas instead of treating them separately. Philosophy is important, but the planning process is equally important. Ask them to walk you through the steps that they take after you become a client. How do they gather information? How are recommendations developed? How often is the plan reviewed? A repeatable, well-defined process helps ensure clarity and consistency over time. Even with the right process, experience matters, especially when it comes to situations like yours. Financial planning isn't a one-size-fits-all. For example, a business owner planning an exit, they have different needs than, say, a recently widowed spouse, or a pilot nearing retirement, or even an executive managing concentrated stock positions. Ask for examples of similar clients and situations that they've successfully handled. Next, dig into the strategies they offer just beyond basic planning. Many advisors can help you open retirement accounts and build a portfolio, but ask about more advanced strategies, such as tax-efficient retirement income planning, managing sequence of returns risk, business succession planning, or insurance solutions with living benefits. Now, these aren't for everyone, but knowing what is available helps you make informed decisions. Next, consider how they deliver their services. Accessibility and communication are key to a long-term relationship. Do they offer in-person meetings for major decisions and virtual flexibility for routine check-ins? Responsiveness and clarity often matter just as much as location. And finally, the question that separates most advisors. How do they manage risk when markets are volatile? Markets are unpredictable, and volatility is normal. Ask how they handle risk management, asset allocation, income planning during downturns, and sequence of returns risk management. Avoid anyone promising specific returns or claiming they can consistently time the market. What matters most is having a disciplined approach aligned with your goals and risk tolerance. At the end of the day, the goal isn't to find a perfect advisor, it's to find the right fit. Someone who is transparent, explains things clearly, coordinates all areas of your financial life, and takes the time to understand your goals. That's why we offer a complimentary introductory meeting. In this session, you'll review your current financial situation with a fiduciary advisor, identify potential gaps or risks in your plan, see how a coordinated, holistic approach can improve your investments, taxes, estate planning, and retirement strategy, and walk away with an actionable insight, not a sales pitch. Schedule your complimentary consultation today at intelliplanfinancial.com and take the first step toward a financial plan built around your best interests. I'm Joe Overfield. Thanks for watching, and I hope these 8 questions help you move forward with clarity and confidence.